Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Here's today's vlog. It actually combines a bit of randomness and the event that I went to last night, which was the 11th Annual March for Missing and Murdered Women in Edmonton. It was actually a very informative and eye-opening experience, and it happens every year on Valentine's Day, so I'm actually glad I went to that. So yeah, here's the vlog. I hope you enjoy it, and roll it. Oh, today is a spoil me day. I'm off to West Ed to go to a movie and dinner. Hopefully I'll get more footage than this little clip that I'm filming right now, and it frickin' snowed last night. It totally sucks. There we go. Well, I ended up going to Tony Roma's for lunch. Ordered the 10-ounce steak, and I shouldn't have because it was too big. I'm stuffed now, and now stepped outside for a few minutes to have a smoke, yes, because I do smoke, and then I'm going to go see Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Okay, I hope Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies is actually as good as I think it's going to be, because it'll be a waste of money if it isn't, because I'm paying cash today. And I'll find out in 20 minutes if it's actually going to be good, because it starts in 20. Okay, if I count myself, there's only 5 people in the theater right now. Wow. Okay, this is why I like coming to matinees. It's quiet in the theaters. Okay, it was totally worthwhile going to see that movie. I loved it, and I highly recommend anyone who loves zombie movies and loved Pride and Prejudice to go see this movie. It was worth the money. Okay, it is the 11th. I still haven't left the theater. Still at West Ed. It's, like I said a little bit earlier, it's actually Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies was actually a million times better than I had hoped. I had hoped it would be. I actually went in very skeptical because I did have a hard time getting through the original Pride and Prejudice. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, I had a hard time getting through the original Pride and Prejudice. When the book Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies first came out, I actually did buy it. Still haven't read it, and it's been a few years since it came out. Only thing is because I actually had a difficult time getting through the original Pride and Prejudice, and this one actually, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, is actually very it's a different spin on Pride and Prejudice. Like I obviously just had zombies added into it. I went to Tony Roma's for dinner. Had a kick-ass steak, loved dinner. Gonna stop in at Chapters before I head home and actually get a book that I want, and that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye. I shouldn't be wearing my coat undone. It's a little chilly out here. It was cold outside, but then again, who am I to talk? I actually left home with wet hair this morning when I left, and it's like 4:30 now. Okay, of course, an hour and 10 minutes after my movie ends, I'm finally heading home. Spent way too much today, but that's okay. Today was a spoil me day. Oh, this parking lot's gonna be hell. Once the sun goes down and this freezes over, it's gonna be nothing but ice. It's Valentine's Day. Downtown, on my way to church at McDougal United. I'm like super early, so I'm taking my time, having a smoke before I go in. Stopped off at the 7-Eleven that's like literally like a block away. Got myself some mini tacos because they're cheap. You can get like 4 for $1. They're like 25 cents each, so that was nice. The lady behind the counter actually gave me 2 extra for free, so that was nice of her. Tonight I'm going to this memorial walk for missing and murdered women here in Edmonton. We'll see what happens. I hope I can get some footage from that, but I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't. Oh yeah, I think I said this already. It's Valentine's Day. It's February 14th. And yay! Walking Dead comes back tonight. I'm whispering because I don't want anyone else to hear me saying this, but I think somebody went poop in the bathroom here. And I still absolutely love this church. Church was very nice this week. It actually felt more like a fellowship than actual church service, which was very nice, because the preacher that actually, or the minister that actually does the services here, the lead pastor, she is very liberal and very open-minded, and I love coming to her services. Well, it's 10 to 1 in the afternoon, and I'm just leaving church now. Stayed a lot longer at the fellowship than I thought I was going to, but that's okay, because I actually love this church, and I love the people that actually go here, so it was worthwhile staying longer than I thought. And I just noticed that there's a bunch of work that needs to get done on the church, like up on top of the steeple. Wow. Okay, now I'm just gonna go wander around. I'm just gonna wander around and try to find the other church for that walk. Oh crap! I covered up the mic. I'm just gonna wander around for a while and try to find the church for that walk that I'm planning and hoping to go to later on today. And never mind about trying to find the church, it's too far of a walk. I know where it is offhand and I know what bus to take, so I'm just not gonna freaking bother right now. Okay, the Kelly Ramsey Tower, the building I'm about to show you here. It was originally destroyed by fire a few years ago. And what they did was they saved all the bricks from the facade, and they're rebuilding the building as an office tower and doing the outside of the main part of the building as the way it used to be when it was first built. And I'll do another look of it here soon. Yeah, that's actually the building. I can't remember exactly when the fire was, but I do remember that I actually was in the city, or here. I went past it that morning, and somehow that afternoon some firebug actually lit the building on fire. Good. Good. Okay. Actual tower, you're not going to get a good view of it, but yeah, you guys can see kind of basically what it looks like on the outside. Now I totally remember why I hate coming to this mall on weekends. It's frickin' packed and like a zoo inside right now, and I can't stand being surrounded by so many damn people. But at the same time, I knew that if I went home instead of coming to West Ed, I wouldn't go to this walk tonight, so I'm here wasting time at West Ed. Yes, I'm at West Ed. I know, I'm addicted to this mall in the winter. But there's like really nothing else to do right now. Until like for the next half hour, 45 minutes, until it's time for me to make my way down for the walk at that other church. I'm at the walk. We're sitting down in the room in the basement and just waiting for the walk to start right now. Okay, well, I'm here. We still haven't gone outside yet, but I can't believe how many people actually showed up for this march tonight. It is going, it's amazing that there is this much support for this kind of event.
Good evening. Happy Valentine's Day to anybody that has a heart. You know, like we always talk about Valentine's Day being a day of love and feelings from the heart and all those kinds of things. And I think that having a march to honor our missing and murdered sisters, our stolen sisters, the men that have been missing and murdered, our young people who are missing and who may be murdered, for all of us that have loved ones out there that are in chaos. This day is a day where we support one another and give each other strength and courage to face another day, and to stand up against the systems that sometimes choose to ignore the fact that no matter what career people were in, they're still part of a family and they're still part of our communities. And every death leaves a big hole, not only in our hearts, but in our family and in our community. Children that are left with no mother or no father or aunties or uncles that are taken like that, they feel that loss. And you talk to them and they will acknowledge, but they don't understand. Across the country, there's people walking today. There's people walking from coast to coast. Different groups are walking. We have a couple of new ones this year. One in Dauphin, and there was another little town down Grand Forks in BC. It's a little town by the border. And I have some nieces over there who have taken action to address the issue as well. I'm really grateful that the police have decided to come and provide escort out of the kindness of their heart. It's not a paid thing. We don't have to pay them. What I said was I was really, really grateful, because if one person hurts in our community, and for everybody that's a parent from whatever nation, if you lose somebody, it hurts us all. And I said, if you have daughters, it's good that you're coming to support, because there may be a time when we all have to get together and support somebody else, because we're human first. Police and elders and black, white, pink, and purple secondary. We're all humans. We all have that human experience. For me, I'm a teacher, and I go out and work with youth across the country. And a few months ago, I had a group of international students. They were from all over. There was, I can't remember the names of all the countries, but there were a bunch of Muslim girls and some is there a country called Kazakhstan or something? Kazakhstan, that's it. And so we gave them lessons, cultural lessons about smudging. I call it Smudging 101, when we smudge with women's medicine. And because the groups were from countries who have problems with war and racism and issues with how women are treated or not. We did a sacred fire, and we burnt cedar and tobacco in the fire after they were instructed how to pray. And after we finished our morning of ceremony and lessons, we had a sharing circle, and how close we all are together. And we don't know that because I tend to stay with my own people, and I go out when I'm invited, but I don't just go walk into other people's stuff. And these three girls took me aside and said, they were Muslim, and they said, our mothers teach us how to clean ourselves 5 times a day, only we use water. But it's exactly the same way you explain smudging with the smoke from the sage and sweetgrass. And I thought, wow, who would have known that? But we don't know that unless we reach out and listen to what each other have to say about life and about our cultures. Because there is only one God, and we all honor Him in our own way. And I don't think that He really cares how we honor Him. It's that we do. And when we do that, we make our lives easier and the lives of everybody around us easier. And there was a time when I couldn't do that, when I was caught up in my addiction. I've been sober for 35 years. Wow. And I've been really working on it. Because we're all human beings, and to make those changes, to work hard and stay focused, and to rely on other people to help support you and carry you when you can't carry yourself. And that's what it's about. Nobody is perfect. We all have our own little weaknesses, whether it's alcohol, drugs, men, women. Me, it's dogs right now. I fell in love with a dog. The damn thing controls my life. And everywhere I go, I bring half of him with me. I'm always picking dog hairs off. And I always say that sometimes I'm so grateful that he's in my life because he's the only one I can vent to who doesn't talk back or say, well, you shouldn't feel like that. He just licks my hand and snuggles up, wags his tail and looks for a treat. You have to be really careful. No, I'm not going there. You know, and to teach our sons that if they're going out with women, that they have to be very careful and respectful about how they treat women. And if they're not like that, then we need to call them on their behavior. And it's hard to do that because we come from a whole society. I remember growing up how when the brothers went out, when they came home, people would say, oh, did you score? You know, did you get that chick? But if it was us girls, it was the opposite. You better not have had anything to do with that guy. You know? So it's double standard. So I try to teach that the same standard goes for all. We have to work to be sure that we always have the right message, that we're not forcing anybody to do things they're not comfortable with. And we really have to work hard. And I know that, you know, I work with a lot of families, and when I see the pain, and when I see the sadness, and then when I see the trauma that every family feels when our sisters are stolen, it just is so heart-wrenching. It's really difficult, and I applaud how resilient families and communities can be because they come back and they respond to the support that we show them. When we had our rallies for a number of young women, we had a young girl in Grand Prairie that his life was taken, and one in particular here in Edmonton that we stood up for. And across the nation, 25 communities stood in solidarity with us because we put it out there. That social media is so awesome because we put the word out and 25 communities held rallies when there was a court case going on here in Edmonton. And that impacted the way things turned out. They didn't turn out the way we wanted them to, but it's still in the system. That's why I'm not mentioning any names, because things are before the court. We don't want to mess things up by saying names and incidences.
Okay, we're about halfway through the walk now, give or take, and I am grateful that I actually came on this walk tonight. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the outside of this house, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It would be better if I was showing it to you guys across the street, but I'm not crossing the street right now. There's too much traffic. This is actually the priest's house for the church that we were at for the walk that we went on tonight.
Here They said that 75% of Aboriginal men are the perpetrators of Aboriginal women being murdered. And I worked at the John schools, and in 2,700 Johns, men who have been convicted of buying prostitutes, 6 were female.
Okay, that was the vlog for today. I actually hope you somewhat enjoyed it, and I thank you for taking the time to watch. And on your way out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and again, thanks for watching. Ciao.